ended up falling in love with the design trend, but then ended up hating it a year later, designers say that is happening a lot here in 2025. Today, we're counting down the 5 worst design trends of 2025 according to interior designers. My name's Carrie, a designer here at Penny Modern, and I am here to give you the freshest design advice so you can avoid some of the design trends that are gonna make your home seem like week-old bread. I pulled expert advice from Architectural Digest, House Beautiful, plus insights from interior designers from across the country that are seeing these trends crash and burn in real time. And make sure you stick around until the end because I will be sharing one interior design trend for 2025 that's not only beautiful, but it's also timeless, so it will be something that you should definitely consider for your space. I'm sure you've seen by now a lot of the slatted wood paneling that seems to be everywhere these days. It's anywhere from a restaurant to Airbnbs. It's being put on accent walls, and it's even showing up in a lot of furniture pieces. These warm wood slats definitely add warmth to a home, especially after years of seeing gray and cooler colors in home. Now we're definitely seeing more warmer colors. And that is one of the benefits. It also helps give a Japandi, which is that Scandinavian Japanese style, and that way you are getting that light, bright, airy, but warm look to your home. According to Better Homes and Gardens, slatted wood paneling is actually become the new shiplap because it's become so overused and it's also hard to clean. These slatted wood walls are definitely starting to feel a little bit dated or maybe even just a little bit played out, and they can be very expensive to install and also difficult in terms of if you want to change it, they can be a little bit difficult to paint. If you are looking to add a little bit of texture to your wall, what some ideas are to do instead would be a lime wash, which is where you're diluting paint and giving it a more textured appearance. You also could add some natural stone veneer to your wall. And then the other thing is that you could do a more subtle wall molding, so like a wainscoting or something where you're adding that texture to your wall, and it's also going to be painted the same color as your wall. It's a little bit more subtle and not in your face like these wood slats are. Do you love the look of wooden slats and you don't care if they're going to be out of style anytime soon? Let me know down in the comments below. I want to know. Deep charcoal walls, dark wood flooring, as well as black cabinetry took over the design world in the last couple of years. Having these dark, moody interiors really felt very bold and luxurious and something that's unusual and really stood out, and that's why it became more popular. Veranda magazine reports that overly dark interiors can actually feel very heavy, and they also can be difficult to find the right lighting, and also they can be hard to keep clean because you're gonna see every single speck of dust. Some of these dark and moody rooms or interiors can already start to feel dated in certain homes, especially smaller homes, because they can make your space feel even smaller. What should you do instead? You should use these dark tones more sparingly, maybe having a feature wall that's in a darker color, or using a rug or furniture that has those dark colors in it, and have a little bit more contrast with your wall. So maybe have your wall colors a little bit lighter and use darker elements in other areas of the room. If you do have some darker colors in your room or dark flooring, you want to try to balance that out by having more lighter natural woods in the room. So maybe you could add some wood furniture that's a lighter wood to help lighten and brighten that room. Comment below if you still love a dark and moody room. Let me know down in the comments below if you love it or if you hate it. This year, in terms of kitchen design trends, we have seen a lot of brightly colored appliances. Bright red fridges, candy colored stovetops, or even a pink fridge I've seen in some of these design magazines. Having these really colorful, bespoke appliances might seem really fun and fresh, but what about after year 5? Are you gonna get sick of it? Part of this was some of the dopamine decor movement, which is all about having a lot of bright colors really expressing yourself through your home decor, and having those colorful appliances really let you have a really standout and unique kitchen. Designers like Carolyn Reeves call these kind of appliances a trend trap. And then House and Home magazine says that these colorful appliances can make it very hard when you're trying to resell your home. And also they can be hard to match with other types of kitchen appliances, or maybe if you decide to make over your space in a later year, it's gonna be hard to find things to go with them. And of course, since they're an appliance, these colorful appliances can be very expensive to replace if you get sick of it. My advice is to keep your appliances in terms of very neutral colors, maybe stainless steel, maybe black, maybe white, but sticking to that type of color family is gonna be much more timeless and easier when it comes to redecorating and reselling your home. A way that you can add color to your kitchen is to use paint. You could use tile. You actually have a lot of different of these peel and stick backsplashes and tiles that you could add that are really fun. And I saw a hack to actually not mess up your walls. You can put a removable wallpaper on your wall as a backsplash, and then put these peel and stick backsplashes on top of it. So that way, if you want to remove it or change it out, you can do that very easily, and it's also renter friendly. And you can also add these bold colors through accessories and decor, whether it's your curtains or maybe it's your tea towels, or maybe you have some beautiful bowls and plates and vases to display that are in bold colors. That's another way. You also could get a kitchen rug or something like that as a way to add that color to your space. If you're thinking about doing a room makeover or maybe even a major remodel for your home, I've got a great free resource for you. It's my room makeover planner and checklist, and this will help you decide what you want to keep, what you want to get. It'll help you build a budget, and it'll even help you plan your layout. So download your copy for free at pennymodern.com/freebies. Statement sofas are all over influencers, Instagram, as well as design blogs. Statement sofas are definitely something that are very sculptural, and they are a wow factor that you can add to your room. And they're definitely great for an influencer or a luxury designer's Instagram to attract new clients. Domino magazine says that these statement sofas that are very sculptural and high-end and luxurious, they actually can be very hard to live with long-term, because sometimes when they're an odd shape, there's really not a lot of surface area to actually sit on, especially if you have a big family. And they can be hard to keep clean, and then they also can just be difficult to move, and they can be awkward to sit in and just difficult to find other furniture to go with that wow factor sofa. Curved furniture is still very in, but I think you just don't want to overdo it. So you can get some furniture that has some rounded edges and softer curves to it, and maybe pick more of a neutral color. And always make sure you, if you can, try to test it out and sit on it to see if it's actually comfortable and how many people you can actually sit on it, especially if you have a big family. Would you ever try a cloud or one of those bubble couches? I want to know down in the comments below. Let me know what your take is. Now I'm going to tell you about that bonus trend that's actually a 2025 trend that is relatively timeless. But first, if you want to learn how to decorate your home like a pro, but on a budget you can actually afford, hit subscribe, because that's what we're all about here at Penny Modern. Here is that timeless trend that I wanted to tell you guys about. And this is using things like stone, rattan, wood, clay, and using these materials together that are very natural materials in order to have that very layered, textured, and organic look to your room. This is a general movement that we're seeing that's a macro trend, a biophilic design movement, which just means using elements of nature to try to bring the outside in. And people are wanting to embrace these natural materials much more. And the great thing is that unlike color trends like paint colors that kind of come and go, having these natural materials in your home is very timeless, and it's not going to go out of style anytime soon. Using these different organic, nature-inspired materials is really going to add a lot of depth and warmth to your home, and it also goes with a variety of home decor, so you can use this even if you like a more minimalist style, or maybe you like a more traditional style, having these real wood pieces or rattan pieces are gonna go with pretty much any design style. How do you do this? There's a lot of great ways, and I like to go to places like a Ross or a Home Good to get things like a rattan basket that I have to hide some of my tchotchkes and things, but it also adds a lot of warmth to a room. You also can use these wooden trays that are real wood. That way you can use these on your coffee table or on your countertop to display your items. And then you also can get things like I have this marble tray that I got from Ross for very inexpensive, and that's just, it holds my remote and it holds a candle, a couple other pieces of decor. And so using kind of these things together really adds that very organic and natural feeling to your space. Now that you know the worst design trends according to designers for 2025, don't you want to know what the best ones are? If you do, you've got to watch this next video, which is all about the hottest interior design trends for 2025, and I'll see you in that next video.